Welcome back to Sissy Maya. Make sure to subscribe to our channel to never miss an update. Additionally, consider subscribing to my Patreon to get access to these features, and much more. As I sat in my room, staring at the computer screen, I couldn't help but feel a sense of shame and embarrassment wash over me. It was all because of my mom, who had punished me for my behavior and made me a sissy maid. It all started when I got into some trouble at school. I had been acting out, causing problems, and generally being a pain in the ass. My mom had had enough of it and decided to teach me a lesson. She called me into her room and sat me down on the bed. "I'm tired of your behavior," she said, her tone firm but not unkind. "I think it's time for you to learn some responsibility." I had no idea what she was talking about, but I couldn't help but feel a sense of dread wash over me. She continued, explaining that she was going to make me a sissy maid. At first, I was confused. What did that even mean? But as she started to explain, it all became clear. She was going to dress me up in feminine clothes, make me do chores around the house, and generally act like a sissy maid. I was horrified. I couldn't believe that my mom was doing this to me. I had always been a normal boy, and now she was making me into something I didn't even recognize. But there was nothing I could do. She had already started, and I could see her pulling out a pile of frilly dresses and skirts. I felt a sense of humiliation wash over me as she began to dress me in the feminine clothes. As the day went on, things only got worse. She made me do chores around the house, cook dinner, and even clean the bathroom. I felt like a complete and utter sissy, but there was nothing I could do. Days turned into weeks, and weeks turned into months. I had become used to the routine of being a sissy maid, but it didn't make it any less humiliating. I hated being dressed up like a girl, and I hated having to do all the household chores. But as time went on, something strange started to happen. I started to enjoy it. I found myself looking forward to the days when I would be dressed up like a girl and made to do chores. It was a strange feeling, but it was also kind of exciting. I had become addicted to the feeling of being a sissy maid. I couldn't believe it, but there it was. I was a sissy maid, and I loved it. As I sat there, staring at the computer screen, I realized that I had to write about my experiences. I had to share my story with the world, in the hopes that maybe someone else would find it as exciting and thrilling as I did. As the days turned into weeks, I found myself becoming more and more comfortable in my new role as a sissy maid. It was strange, but it was also kind of liberating. I had always felt like I had to conform to society's expectations of what it meant to be a normal boy, but now I was free to be whoever I wanted to be. My mom had been very supportive of my newfound love for being a sissy maid. She had even started to dress me up in even more feminine clothes, and I found myself enjoying the feeling of the soft fabric against my skin. One day, as I was cleaning the kitchen, I noticed a strange look in my mom's eyes. She was watching me intently, as if she was trying to figure something out. "What's wrong, Mom?" I asked, feeling a sense of unease wash over me. "Nothing, honey," she said, her voice soft and reassuring. "I'm just thinking about how much you've grown and changed since I started making you a sissy maid." I didn't quite know how to respond to that. It was true, I had changed a lot since she started dressing me up and making me do chores. But was it really for the better? As the weeks turned into months, I started to notice even more changes in myself. I found myself becoming more and more feminine, both in my appearance and in my mannerisms. I even started to enjoy wearing makeup and doing my hair. It was a strange feeling, but I couldn't deny that I was enjoying it. I was becoming more and more comfortable in my own skin, and I couldn't help but wonder if maybe this was who I was meant to be all along.